Hey,
You
I
got
got it
it?
going.
Very
The sweet
good.
spot was over to the left. uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I figured we'd chat a little bit here and give people some time to get in. Okay, Dr. Donia Gonzalez Copella. I hope I pronounced everything right. She's a naturopathic doctor and a therapist. My aim is to get you well. Well, I don't know if you can help me with any of my problems. It's Phil will tell you it's I'm beyond help.
Well, maybe your bad back, but some of the other issues are, maybe
Yeah,
maybe out of the scope.
yeah. We'll let those all float by. You know?
Maybe we could get a 2-for-1 deal when we find that person.
Yeah. Do you have a partner in your office that deals with some of the other problems?
Yeah. Mine seems to be just under my hair somewhere.
Yeah. M. Barrington. He's an oil painter, watercolorist, social worker, and a law student. Wow.
I see Sonny Fridge is with us again today. Thank you for returning. And Rob Hicks.
Hopefully that's going to be one of my last coughs, but I doubt it. Well, you know what, Bill? Let's give it another minute or so, and then we'll get started.
Sure. Claudia is with us again. Thanks for your continued support, Claudia. We see Claudia just about every day when she can come.
Yeah, I said it wouldn't be a day on Blab without seeing Claudia here.
No. And we appreciate her and the fact that she comes every day.
And that Lindsey Allen guy is here again. We appreciate him coming also.
Yeah, well, he's one of the reasons that you can lock the seat.
Speaking of which, I just did that.
We pick on Lindsey just because we can. We love him, and Lindsey's doing a Blab right now for his WoW stuff in the evening, which is World of Warcraft. So we'll give a little plug out to Lindsey's stuff. Maybe he'll come in later. I'm sure he'll come in later.
I'm sure he'll come in later. Yeah, maybe he'll come in. I'm sure he will come in.
I dare anybody to try and beat him in.
As soon as that seat opens up, it's the first name you're going to see is Lindsey Allen.
And even if you're close, we'll let you in first.
Yeah. You know what? Let me close this screen down a little bit and actually get ready for what I'm supposed to do instead of having a good time here. Okay, let's get started. We are going to be doing 25 minutes on how to host a Blab. We have no Blabus interruptus, which means that we will not let you in the seat. Not that we don't want to. It's just that we try to get through this in a prescribed time period to give you the promise that we make that we get through it in 25, 30 minutes. Then we'll open the seat and we'll let people in. And you can give your questions in the comment stream and make comments there. You know what, Bill? Why don't we go over that real quick, and then we'll go over it again later on. If you do have a question, you type /Q, a space, and then your question, and a Q will appear by your name in the comment stream, but also on the left side for the host and the co-host, we will see your question, and then we can pin it so that everybody can see it, and that way we get to do that, and that kind of helps. The other thing we want to tell you to do is if you haven't done it and you want to let your friends know what you're watching, is tell a little bird. Click on that, and that goes out on your to your Twitter feed and to all your followers on Twitter, and lets them know that you find what's going on interesting, and they might want to join us.
Yeah. And part of that question thing that we might want to mention just in passing is that once somebody asks a question and it ends up in the question column, you have the opportunity then, if it's a question that you say, oh, you know what, I'd really like the answer to that, or I've been meaning to ask that question, click on the star and it'll essentially vote for that question, and it'll bring it to the top, and we can answer the questions that you want answered first.
Yep. Okay. This Blab is to help people host a Blab. It's 25 minutes long. It's fast paced with a clear goal. We want to give you the confidence to use Blab. We don't answer many questions from the audience. We show you how to use Blab, and that's it, plain and simple. We ask that you hold all the questions until the end, because the question you have, I might be answering during the Blab, and if not, ask it later on, and make sure we get it answered before you leave. If we don't know the answer, we will probably be able to tell you where to find it, or maybe somebody in one of the viewers might have the answer. So don't let a question go unanswered. We do encourage you to join the Blab at the end, especially if you're new to Blab. Get on and see what it's like. The only requirement is that you're fully clothed, and we that almost happened one time, believe it or not, folks. We don't know. Well, we'll let it go at that, but it was interesting to say the least. Yeah. Just click on the join button in the frame, and we'll let you in.
You need more than your makeup.
Yeah. Bill and I are part of the Circadians, and the Circadians are a concept community. Our community isn't built around individuals. We live, work, and thrive in a guru-free zone. Everyone is equal, everyone is important, and everyone matters. Everyone has their own special gift. The sum of those gifts is greater than the individual. What do? We are creating relationships through event-driven, outcome-oriented business building platforms, broadcast, websites, content, training programs, and more. But mostly we operate in that guru-free zone, getting stuff done. We welcome the opportunity to elaborate on that. Ask for an invitation to our community today by emailing stan@thecircadians.com. I'm going to spread that out there just a slight bit so I can read the words at the end. Sorry about that. Okay. I hate to do that. I thought I had it muted, but it didn't mute. The rules of Blab. There aren't really any rules, but the Blab team has some guidelines, and we feel they're important, and we like to put them out there, and that you kind of go by them. They're mainly common sense, so nothing really earth-shattering. One is respect each other, honor the viewer's time, let others talk, don't be an awful person to be around, argue the point, not the person. The host sets the rules to the party unless they conflict with these 6 rules. When we say honor the viewer's time, it's like if you get in on the Blab, take 30 seconds to a minute, tell us who you are, what you do, and if you have a question, ask the question, and then exit, and we'll let somebody else in to give them a chance also. Argue the point and not the person. We don't mind that you might not agree with everything we say, and that's okay, because that's what makes the world go round, really. It's people have different opinions, and it's okay to say that, and it's okay maybe if you want to get on and you say, well, I don't agree with this, and that's fine, but don't come on and say, Ron, I don't agree with you, and you're just a jerk for saying that. That's not okay. So that's what we mean by argue the point and not the person. Now, before we really get started, there are some people that we kind of rely on for information on certain matters and on Blab matters. So one is Eileen Smith, Chef Dennis Litley, Roxanne Davenport. We rely on Roxanne for some other information, and she helps us out on that. And you can watch these people on Blab. And if you print out the PDF or look at it that we have, if you go to learnblab.com, what I'm reading from, you can find there, and you can see a list of these people. Now, to start a Blab, you're going to go to blab.im and go to their main page, and it'll say getting started. And in the center of the page, you will, well, now at the top, you'll probably see a Blab that's going on, and that you can enter it if you wish. But if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see on air, scheduled, and replays. And those are just what they say. The on air, those are Blabs that are going on air right at the present time, a list of them. Scheduled Blabs, you click on that, it'll bring up all the scheduled Blabs that you might want to look at and pick the ones out, and then you can subscribe to them. And the replays, it's just what it says. You can find the replays of a Blab that you missed. On the left-hand side, you will see a list of topics: business, coaching, motivation. There's a different list there. If you click on one or more of those and then go back and click on air, it'll bring up only those Blabs concerning the topic that you highlighted. Same with scheduled, and same with the replays. Now, over on the right at the top, you will see start a new Blab, and that's right next to your profile picture. And when you click on start a new Blab, a box will come up, and it'll say host a Blab. Notice that there's a line underneath, and that's where you type in the subject of your Blab. There's a number on the right, and that's how many characters you can use to put in that title line. It's 80 characters. If you get more than 80, you won't be able to type anymore, and then you'll have to edit your subject to fit in those 80 characters. Once you fill the title, the tags become available to you. Now, again, there are a list of tags. It's hanging out, random, first Blab, coaching, a variety of them. And you can pick up the 3 tags, and when you do that and want to go live, they become available. Once you do that, at the bottom, you'll see 2 boxes there under the question, when do you want to go live? You can click now, and that'll start the Blab immediately, or you can click in the future. If you click in the future, a time clock will come up. You put in the time that you want your Blab to start, and remember to click either AM or PM. And the first box it'll go to, it'll say tomorrow. If you don't want tomorrow, you want a day in the future, there's a simplified calendar there that you can click on the date that you want it to start. And then at the bottom, there's a box there that says schedule Blab. You just click on that, and that'll schedule your Blab, and another box will come up with a countdown clock. It'll give you the days, hours, minutes, and seconds until your Blab starts. You'll see your profile, the title of your Blab. I should say your profile photo if you have a photo there, and the title of your Blab. And then right underneath that, it'll say start now, and then there will be another box there that says edit. Anytime from the time you schedule a Blab until it's scheduled to start, you can actually start your Blab. And if you say, well, I'm going to start it 2 hours earlier than it's scheduled, notify your followers, let them know that you're going to be starting the Blab early, and then you can start it when you want to. If you want to change the time and you don't really want to start it, you click the edit button. You can change the time, the topic, the title, whatever you want to do to your Blab through the edit button before you start it. Once you start a Blab, you have to join. You'll see a screen that will come up. It's all black, and it's been that way for a while now. So, but it was new at one time, and actually changes took place in the middle of a Blab one time. We were surprised by that. The top left is a pencil with like on a sheet of paper, and you click on that, and that's your edit button to edit the topic of your Blab. And you can actually edit that if you want to during a Blab. Suppose you're doing a Blab and the topic changes and you want to change that topic, you can edit it so that if somebody tweets it out, they see the new topic and title of your Blab. The one thing I want you to remember, though, is that if you are recording the Blab and you stop the recording, the topic that is up there last, that's the one that's going to show on your replay. So if you want to change it back to the beginning title that you had, you have to change it back before you stop the recording. The record button is a big red button, and you just click on that to start the recording. And once you start, click Start Record, a pause button will pop up. When you stop recording, that button goes to the resume recording. So you can actually stop and start the recording in your Blab while it's going on. The Tell a Little Bird button is in a black box with a blue bird, and we showed that before. Bill's holding it up again for somebody who might have just joined us. You want to click on that. You don't want to do it too many times, maybe once during the Blab to let people know, because we don't want to spam people. But the other reason you might want to do it, if the topic of the Blab has changed, you might want to tweet it out again to let people know that that topic has changed. You will also see a box underneath there. It says "Tell your aunt." I'm Pennsylvania Dutch. We called it our aunt, and so other people say, "Well, no, that's a little critter that crawls along the ground and invades picnics." But "Tell your aunt" goes to your Facebook followers, and that lets them know that you're doing something over here on Blab also. Now that you're in the Blab, you can lock the other seat if you want, which we did, and we'll open that up later. And it just looks like a padlock that's closed and locked, and that shows that the seat is locked. When people join the Blab, you'll see a screen where their name will pop up. It'll have their name, their profile information, and it'll have a check mark there in a box and also an X in another box. If you don't want them in, you click on the X, their name will disappear and you can let somebody else in. Or if you do want to let them in, you click the check mark and that will allow them to join the Blab. Now, if you take notice, by my name and by Bill's name, there's an H. We are co-hosts. And but if somebody just joins the Blab and they join the seat, you'll see they'll have a G by their name, and that shows that they're a guest. But those people can be made a co-host. You click on their name in the profile, it'll bring up their image, and you'll see an H with a plus sign to the left side of their name. And you just click on that, and that makes them a co-host. For that H to show up, all they have to do is refresh their screen and come back in, and that H will be there by their name.
We should maybe at this time, too, mention that you can actually make a person a co-host as soon as they subscribe to your event. So that's
yeah. Why don't you tell them about that, Bill? It's that's an interesting point.
Yeah, I think I just did, but basically, I mean, what we do here at the Circadians is we have more than one co-host, and actually the Circadians is the host of the show and doesn't even appear on the show. But it helps with things. Well, 2 weeks ago, Ron and I both had internet problems on the same morning, and because the show was actually hosted by the community, Stan was able to come in and make himself a co-host. Michelle was able to come in, and we were able to deliver on our promise. So it's always good to try and not go it on your own. Find somebody that can co-host your show. Have them subscribe as soon as you create the event, and make them a co-host, so that they can start the show if something happens to you, or start the broadcast.
I should have said, would you expand on that, Bill?
Well, I think I did that too. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's funny when you're doing a blab or any type of program like this, and you say something. It's like, okay, you know what you're saying, but it always doesn't come out the same way. Same like when you write something, it's you look at it and say, that's not what I meant. Yeah. And and then it's like, okay, I gotta track that one back and change it. But that's what happens, and these are things that you learn as you go along. We're still learning. There's a lot to learn. But if you don't start, you don't learn. That's right. Now that they're a co-host like Bill is, Bill has the same opportunity to do things on the Blab that I do. He can boot people out. Not a nice way to say it, but if somebody's causing a problem, Bill can just block them from the Blab. He can delete comments. He can let people in. If something happens to me, Bill can start and stop the recording. And the Blab, he can do everything the host can, except one thing. If you are the host and you're the one that scheduled the Blab, you can always get back in. So Bill can never, he can get rid of me because we're just co-hosts. The Circadians is the host. So Bill could boot me out and I couldn't get back in, I don't think. I never tried that.
You could get back in. You would only not be able to get back in if the only way you wouldn't be able to get back in is if I signed out as myself and re-signed in as the Circadians, who are actually the host, and then I booted you out, you'd be gone. But right now we're equal, and we don't do a lot of booting anyway, and hopefully booting isn't something you're going to have to do. But
it was just a little bit of a, to throw something out there that could be done, and to let you know what can be done. Let's go over to the comment stream, and if you roll over the comments to the comment stream, you'll see. If you roll over somebody's name, I should say, you will see that there is a star and a reply arrow. If they made a comment and you click on the star, that's like acknowledging them and giving them props, which I forgot to mention earlier. That if you like what the people on the screen are doing, if you click on their name, you give them props, and that's like acknowledging you like what they're saying. And that's the same in the comment stream. If you click that star, you're letting those people know you like the comment. And if it was a question, you're acknowledging that question, and it'll bring it up to the top of the question bar on the left for us. You will also see a red triangle with an X in it, so that that comment could be deleted if you don't want to. If it's a comment that you don't want in the stream, you can delete the comment. The other thing you can do, if you click on that person's photo in the comment stream, it'll bring up their profile box, and you can actually get the information about that person by doing it that way. When you click on the reply arrow, it actually puts their @name down at the bottom where you can make the comment, and you don't have to type it in. Some people have long names or names they're from another country, and it's hard to type their name in. But if you click on that reply arrow, it does it for you. Bill, am I missing something? I'm missing something on the comment stream.
I'm sorry. I've been kind of going through the comment stream today. I don't know.
I know what it is at the top. It has mentions and it has all. If you click on the all, it brings up all the comments. If you mention somebody in the comment stream and you click on mentions, it'll show them that they're mentioned in the comment stream. Across the top, you will see images of people in a circle. You'll actually also see numbers up there. If you click on the people or the number, it'll bring down a drop down box, and all those people that are up there viewing the Blab will appear in that box, and you can scroll through their names and gather information about them, or you can follow them right from there, or just by clicking on their box. In that box, you can pull up their profile. Like if I hold my pointer over Rob Hicks, it says he's a proud Christian, a capitalist, a small business owner, and gives information about him. I go over here to Claudia. Claudia is a freelancer, a transcriber, subtitler. Claudia is from Germany, I think. I don't know why I mess up there, but I think she's from Germany. She's a moderator for webinars, and that gives you the information about Claudia. Here's Kelly Kinder Foster. My name is Kelly. I am. Oh, what happened here? I'm okay. I am fun-loving, love the Lord, won't settle for just anyone. You got to be, and there's more to it. We'll have to, you have to check with Kelly and click on her name to actually pull up her full profile, and maybe you can read the rest of that. She is following me, and I am going to follow her. And there's Patrick Chase, same thing. Information about him. Todd Chambers, partner and CMO at Chief Outsiders, fractional CMOs delivering the vision of growth and mid-sized companies. So that's how you find the information about these people. And we're glad they join us, and you can see what they're up to and whether you want to follow them or not. And I think that's all I have to say about that. Bill, can you think of anything else that you want to say about following people?
Well, I do have a sign here that I made that I haven't had a chance to use today. And,
yeah, go ahead.
Seeing as how I killed a pen to make the sign, I figure. No, you'll notice in the comment stream, it's a black background with light writing. If you find that hard to read, you can always type /light. And if you try that now, it'll change the background to a light background and dark writing. And then if you do that and find out that you actually prefer the default way, you can type /dark and it'll change that background back again. And that's just in the comment stream. The other thing that we should probably cover, seeing as how we're hosting a Blab today, is the @help. If you run into technical issues with your Blab, type @help in the comment stream. Please don't do it today or don't do it now because things seem to be rolling pretty smoothly. But if you type that in there, somebody from Blab will come running, and I mean they show up pretty quick. And that's why we ask you don't do it now to test it because we do this every morning. And we want to maintain that relationship with them. And if we do have technical difficulties or questions, we can count on them to come and join us. So that's just another little tip as a host that you may want to use. Another little tip as a host, seeing as how we're probably going to get into the questions here soon, is that now you'll see on the questions, I moved. It says @Kinder Foster. I don't think I typed that properly. But she asked a question. If you do ask a question, start by typing in /Q, and then that will put your question into the question stream on the left. And then at that point, people can click on the star, and that'll tell us how many people want that question answered, and it moves the question to the top. And then we can pin those questions. And I'm just, if you don't mind, Ron, I'm going to pin.
No, I was just going to do that. Good idea.
Kinder Foster asked, can you host on your phone? Now, the first thing I'll mention about pinning things is that the pin does not show up in the replay. So as a host, it's important that you actually read the question. Otherwise, there'll be a certain disconnect. People won't know why you're you're answering the question you're answering because they won't have seen the question. So in this case, it's can you host on your phone? And I mean, I would say no, it's not a good practice to host on your phone. I'm sure you probably can. The Androids are not really set up for Blab yet. Although some of the Apple phones are. I don't know. What do you think on that, Ron? You use your phone more than I do.
Yeah, if you have an older iPhone, like I have a 4S, it doesn't work with the Blabs. If you have the newer 6 models, 6S or 6S Plus, you can get away with it. I will tell you this: if you are using your phone to do a Blab, you might want to have somebody with a laptop at home or someplace to be on hand, because you could run into some connection problems. Even on a good data plan, you could lose a connection and your Blab is gone. But if somebody is at home on a laptop or a desktop, the Blab will stay going. The other thing I want to mention to you, if you're using your phone, it does, but anytime you're doing live streaming, it uses a lot from your phone, and it will heat up the battery more than normal than if you're just talking. So when you're doing Hangouts or something like that, or participating in the Hangout or Hangout on Air, Google's version of a Blab or a Blab, your phone's going to heat up, and that's when you start having problems, and you'll start getting sound problems, or the video will cut out, and a lot of that is due to heat buildup in the phone. So you want to have somebody, if you're doing on location. Like over the weekend, I helped Chef Dennis Litley out. I was on my laptop at home. He was at the World Food Championships with his phone, and a couple of times he had connection problems. He had to refresh, go out, and come back in, where I was able to keep the Blab going for him. So phones do have their limitations, although you can do things on your phone. Long-winded explanation. I hope it clarified it. One thing I want to mention, I forgot, up at the top there, you see a +3 on the right. That means there are 3 people who are watching on the web that are not signed into a Twitter account or a Blab account, and you can do that. That means they're just watching. We call it incognito. And that's fine.
The only thing to be aware of there is that you won't be able to comment, and you won't be able to actually participate in the Blab other than just to watch it.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. You know what, Bill? I think it's time we open the seat, and if anybody wants to join us and they have a question, you can do that now.
Yeah.
Guess who?
Good morning.
Good morning, Lindsey.
It's the king of the warlocks.
Hey, for the win. My name is Lindsey Allen, and I'm a crusader, and I'm a member of the same group as these 2 sterling gentlemen above me, and Michelle, who's hanging up the top there, and probably one of those pluses is our fearless leader, Stan Bush. I am unretired. I am a member of the Circadians because I have an opportunity to meet with these guys at 8 o'clock Eastern Central Standard Time every morning, instead of going to IHOP with a bunch of ugly old bearded dudes of my own age that, may or may not be talking about things that I like about. My thing in life is, as I said, I'm unretired, but I create websites with blogs and appropriate social media. And this month I'm participating in NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writers Month, where we write 50,000 words in 30 days. I'm on day number 11 right now, and I have 20,000 words written. And what am I writing about? Another one of my favorite things, World of Warcraft. I'm creating a warlock and having a blast with him. And if you are a member of World of Warcraft or know about it, I'm at level 42, if that means anything, out of 100 levels. And blah, 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 blah. I had to take a breath, Bill. So Thanks, guys. You're doing a great job this morning, and I'd like to invite the audience to come by and visit us at the Circadians. We have a lot to talk about. We help each other, and it's just a lot of fun. Thanks.
Lindsey has no problem getting his words in because he has a speech recognition program. So he types as fast as he talks, and he talks quite a bit, so he gets them all in. I do want to mention one thing about the Circadians. Lindsey covered it a little bit. We'd have 2 clinics a day, and in the morning we go over the agenda for the day and what we want to cover. In the afternoon, we usually cover a topic. Sometimes it's a week-long topic that it might be on YouTube, how to create a YouTube video and upload it and put in your descriptions. We spent a week on going over the basics of Canva, where to find the tutorials, how to find different templates, and how to use Canva. A quick overview of that. Although it was a week long, it was great information. And so those are the things that we do. Also, if you want to give us a review on what we're doing here, Michelle, thank you for posting that about the Circadians, that people can find us there. And if you want to post the link on giving us a review. And good question there, but it's not formed as a question. How do you close out of the Blab and save it to YouTube? I think that's what he means. Yeah. There used to be, when you stop recording and you end your Blab, you will get an email from Blab very quickly, and it will give you a couple links there to download MP3 files if you do a podcast, to download MP4 files with the video, and then you can download it and then edit it in your own software and then upload it to YouTube. There used to be a one-touch button where you could just click the button and it would load it to YouTube. And once it was there, then you could go in and use the YouTube editing feature and edit the description and things like that. There were some bugs with that, so they took it away for now. And hopefully it might come back, because it sure made it easy for a lot of people to upload to their YouTube channel. But the way you do it now is just you have to download it, do your editing in your own software, and then upload it to YouTube. If you've been doing that the same way you did it before, if you make a video.
Yeah, you can still do it. It's just a couple of extra steps. And Rob's asked a question: what is our opinion on GIFs? Do we like them, or are they annoying? We, as the Circadians, have discussed this mainly because we thought about using some GIFs, and we were reminded by another member of the Circadians, Sheila Hensley, and it was something that I had learned in the past, is that GIFs often can cause people with epilepsy, which this month is, and that's why I'm wearing my purple ribbon. This is Epilepsy Month. But a lot of times those flashing GIFs can cause health problems for people with conditions like epilepsy and create seizures. So we decided that, in this type of forum, we can't recognize who has the condition and who doesn't, and we don't want to hurt anyone or do anything negative to anyone. We want to help people learn Blab. So we decided as a group that we will not use GIFs. We're working on another slideshow type of presentation that we can put the information out there with. But as far as GIFs, first, as a host, I find them very distracting, flashing over in the right. And then secondly, the fact that they can cause health problems. We stay away from them. I'm not saying they're a bad thing for other people, but that was the decision we made, and that was why we made that decision.
Kelly Kinder had a comment over there that typing in the light didn't work. Michelle said it worked. If you type / the word light, it should change the comment stream to a light color with dark lettering. You might want to give it another try and see if it works.
It worked for me. Yeah, no spaces, just / light, and press enter, and it should work. And /dark with no spaces once again, and it should come back. We never know when things are going to change, so I did actually go in and try it and make sure that the feature is still there. And that's why the beta is in the upper left-hand side. I mean, it's a relatively new platform, and they're continually trying to change and improve it. So we have to respect that and respect those efforts.
Okay, Kelly, you're on your phone. You're going to have to click in where you can send a message on your phone. It should be at the bottom. It might not say send a message. It might say something else about making a comment, and it'll pull up your keyboard, and then use the / on your keyboard on your phone and type the word light. And but your comment section on your phone is different than the one on the computer, so it might not work. It might not show up on the. I never tried it on the phone because I don't use my phone for blabs. If somebody has done that, okay, somebody said it doesn't work on iOS. That's your answer. So it works on the computer, but not on your phone. You do have to have some type of limitations on your phone because you don't have the resources and the screen that you do on your computer.
And something else, seeing as how we're talking about beta and testing and changing things, something that we want you to be aware of that's happened in the past, I guess just over a week ago, is that when this blab ends, you will be sent to another blab 10 seconds after this one ends. So we've heard comments, it hasn't personally happened to me, but we've heard comments that there's a lot of different subject matter out there, and people have been directed to blabs that they probably wouldn't normally select for themselves. So we just want you to know it's not something that we're doing as the Circadians. It's a new thing on Blab. And if you don't want to be redirected to another Blab, click again on the little owl up in the upper left-hand corner where it says beta, and you'll be brought back to the home page and not directed somewhere else.
Okay. Do we have any more questions out there from anyone? I'm going to go up here at the top, and that's Kelly, Sonny, Rob Hicks. So we have Stan Bush. I know that guy. Here's Iwona Buziak Mohammed, a visual artist, theater lover, heritage restorer, foreign-born citizen. Welcome. She's following me. She sounds interesting. Anything to do with art, I'm going to follow somebody that has art in there. I do engraving. I engrave on glass. I engrave calligraphy on glass and metal and wood, and do some carving on wood. And so I have that type of a creative bug in me, and so somebody has things to do with art, I kind of follow them. Bill, I can't think of anything else.
Is Michelle not going to come in today, or none of the Circadians looking to come in?
Well, we had Lindsey in, but we can usually count on Lindsey for jumping in.
There's Michelle, so we'll have Michelle in. I mean, we're just about at the end of our time anyway, but we like to. Michelle is somebody who does a lot of work in our community, and she posts the comment in the comment stream. So it's not just Ron and I that are bringing all these tips and the information. It's a group effort, and that's what we do at the Circadians. We work together to get stuff done. Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm well, and this was a very informative show, and I see we have a lot of new guests today, and I think they learned a lot. Did a good job.
Yes. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. So what are you up to, Michelle? Who are you, and what are you passionate about?
Today's Veterans Day, and my son-in-law is a veteran, so I'm a proud veteran mama, a Marine mama, and I am a Circadian, and I am learning a lot, and I am enjoying spending my time in the mornings and afternoons learning. and I am an advocate for dementia support and awareness. My mother has had the disease since the age of 58. She's now 74. So what I would like to do is learn a little bit more so I can do some better advocating on dementia and support and awareness.
Very good. Well,
Thank
if you
you.
have some links somewhere people with dementia can get a hold of you or
Thank you.
get to an appropriate community, please post them.
Yes, I administer a group on Facebook, and I will post the link if anybody needs help. And thank
Very
you.
good.
Excellent presentation today.
Well, thank you for posting all of the links and stuff today. It helps a lot.
My pleasure.
Kelly had mentioned a comment over here. She said, I have found very obscene things on Blab. Is Blab going to start restrictions? That we don't know. And anytime you have a public forum like this, you can get those the people in there that might not do what you like. That's why you have to be selective on what you watch. The only thing I can say is to contact Blab and let them know your feelings that you don't like those things. But right now, there doesn't seem to be too many restrictions. But then again, I don't know what kind of problems the Blab team could run into with things like that on the air if people are doing that without their knowledge. I don't know how they're going to restrict that, but that's far beyond my pay grade. And my knowledge when it comes to a lot of technical things is I know how to start the computer, do email, turn on my camera, and do a Blab right now. And that's about as far as it goes with me. I am not one of those technical people, so I have to rely on others to give me the information and help me out as to how those things work. But it's not necessary to do a Blab. You don't have to worry about the technical things. Well, one thing I want to mention about if you're going to host a Blab, it's really good to have a couple people, at least one as a co-host, to help you, because you cannot go over information that you're trying to put out there, read comments, answer questions, and if something happens, worry about fixing the problem. It's always good to have somebody next to you in a box like Bill is, and we have people on the side. And this whole Blab could go down with Bill and me. We could go off of here. Somebody has the ability to jump in and take over and continue the Blab going. And that's we looked at all those options and how do we want to handle that. And because like Bill mentioned, it did happen, but always try to have somebody with you on the Blab to help you out, to help you with the comment stream, especially if you're new. It's hard to handle one person.
Is it Renewaloft 48? When you save your video, how do you save it to your download? Maybe we should just expand on that a bit more, Ron.
Why don't you tell them? You have more experience at YouTube than I do, Bill. Why don't you tell them about how you do that with your Blabs and videos? Sure.
When your Blab ends, not much after, but a few minutes after, you will get an email telling you that your replay is ready, and you will also get 3 links. You'll get an audio file, you'll get an MP4 file, which is your audio video, and you will get a link that you can embed it in your website or on a page or something like that. So typically what I do is I just I take that audio file, I right click on it, I save that URL, I go to YouTube and I hit upload and upload that URL. It used to be that you could just automatically hit a YouTube button, upload to YouTube and select your account, and it would automatically do that. But now you actually have to go and copy the URL, go to your YouTube channel, and paste it into the upload portion of your of your YouTube channel.
I forgot something here, and I want to mention it here. She said, working on my website about integration. Blab is perfect for me. You do have an embed code. Even when you start your Blab, there's an embed code that you can embed your Blab into your website. So I forgot to mention that, but it's there, and so that's available for you to use, and so you can put it in your WordPress sites or wherever you want to put it on Facebook, and you can do that. So I forgot to mention it. That's something available to you that you can use it for, and I think it's very helpful. Will be helpful for you.
Yeah. Just responding to I'm sorry, Iwona Buzlak from Ottawa. Yeah. And that's I'm going to take my 30 seconds before we leave, I guess, and just let her know that I'm an expat in Belize. I moved here actually last November 15th. We arrived, which means in 4 days we'll be here a year, and we can apply for our permanent residency, which we'll be doing next week. But basically, I have a website, Bill Does Belize, and that's what the intention of that website is. It's to provide information to people from North America that are thinking about moving to Central America and specifically to Belize. There's a lot of things that we take for granted, and my website is to share the unbelievable truth, I call it, and to help you answer questions that you may not even think to ask. We looked at about 30 houses before we rented our first house, and only one had a bathtub.
Yeah.
And several of them had no hot water. Many of them had no electricity, and they were things that was just stuff that we took for granted and didn't even know to ask. So that's what my website's all about. And anybody who's looking to come to Belize, I hope you'll start doing your research here. But certainly do your research wherever it is. Make sure you do your research.
Yeah, not only if you're thinking of going to Belize, to move to Belize, but possibly the information that Bill has, you should look up and get on his website to look at, no matter what country you're going to, because every country is different, and Bill has some great ideas and information as to what to look for when you're moving to another country. So he has some good information there and some good tips. I think we're about done, Bill.
I would say, we're a little bit over our time today. It's been a great show. I mean, there's been a lot of questions, a lot of people interacting in the comment stream. So we appreciate all of those people, and we appreciate the people coming. Michelle's asking for a link to my site. It's simply BillDoesBelize.com. And it's my link is actually in my profile picture at the top. And that's, again, something we encourage people to do when you do your profile is put your link in where people can get a hold of you in there. But all that being said, I'm going to say goodbye for now. And
bye, Bill. See you later. And I'm going to stop the recording. If I can here.
Can't find the sweet spot?
No. Got it.
Okay, man.
Yep. Adios.